Hey, Rich here with BSR. We'll try a little power yoga eccentrics. When we're doing the power yoga eccentrics, remember, we're going to contract the muscle and then lengthen it. We're going to start in a contracted position, and then we're going to work to that full expression. When we hit that full expression, then we're just going to come back and start again. But while we're going to that full expression, we're going to keep tension in our body, keep those muscles contracted as much as we can. So just starting out in cat-cow, now I'm going to try to make my hands go towards my knees and my knees towards my hands as I'm coming up into cow. Everything is anchored. My hands are anchored, my knees are anchored, but the intention is to engage them. So I create that tension. So as I come up into cow, and then I'm going to push away with my hands, push my knees back towards my feet as I come into cat. Nice and slow. I'm in no rush. Our Turtle Pond spot here in Central Park. See Belvedere Castle in the background. Oh. A couple more. And then from here, I'm going to come up into a forward fold. I'm going to walk on up. I'm going to keep my knees bent. I'm going to drop my belly right on my thighs. And now I'm going to push into my calves and straighten my legs. My feet are about hip width apart, a little bit more than 2 fists. At the same time, if I want to engage my feet, I can try to spin them in. They're anchored. They're not going anywhere. It's just the intention, right? To create more tension. I feel it in my lower back. As soon as I start pushing into my calves, I start twisting my feet in a little bit. I feel it right in my lower back. And then I stretch it. Right? Because right now we're doing the central hamstrings. So when they're bent, they're contracted. Now I'm engaging them. I feel the tension in there, and I straighten them out. From here, continuing my sequence, I'm into down dog. Now, in my down dog, this is version 1. We're going to come forward. I'm going to put my face right in between my hands. Now I'm going to push into the floor as I come back. So I'm pushing down with my hands. My feet are coming forward, right? That's the intention. I'm engaging them. My core is activated. I'm feeling a great stretch right in here. My chest, my arms. If I want to get cute with it, I can manipulate my hands. So I can push my index fingers towards each other, and I'll feel that on the inside of my arms a little bit. I'll feel it on the inside. But if I want to do it with my pinkies and push them away, I feel that on the outer part of my arms. Now, this is the full expression for me. I'm going to bend my right knee. Now I'm going to drive my foot and heel into the ground, pushing. When I hit the ground, I'm really driving that heel backwards as I raise the other one. So I'm pedaling my feet out with the intention of driving and lighting up my central hamstring again. Pushing it away. I'm using my hands as levers, right? I'm pushing into the ground with my hands still. So that foot is up. Then I'm going to drive it into the ground. I should feel, and when my heel hits the ground, you should feel a nice stretch right up your leg. Down. Keep pushing away with the hands. Get length. The third part of this sequence of down dog is we're going to push into my left hand like almost like I'm doing a one-arm push-up as I come to the blades of my feet and I fall to the right. This is giving me a stretch all down that side. So whatever side my butt is falling to, the opposite arm. So right now my butt is falling to the right. My left hand is pushing into the ground, and that's giving me a stretch down my left side. I'm on the blades of my feet, the insides and the outside. Oh, and this gives me a great stretch, a great opening. Oh, oh, oh. From here, I can come into that runner's lunge. I keep my right hand on the ground. I'm just going to take my left hand and put it right behind. I'm going to put the heel into the wedge between my thumb and my index finger. And I'm going to push forward with my hand. Both my hands are pushing into the ground. And then I'm going to straighten out my leg. So a nice little sequence. Get you used to the idea, right? Because usually we're here, full expression. But I'm going to come into the lunge first. I'm going to activate my foot by pushing it back. So I'm trying to drag this heel straight back. My hand's in the way, so my hand's pushing in. And then I straighten it out. And then I straighten it out. I'm going to step up with the other one. And do the right side. Again, my right hand. Heel's right in the wedge in the index finger and thumb. I'm in that lunge. And I'm straightening out the leg. And it's work, right? You're pushing the floor. So your arms are definitely getting active. But your main concern is this heel driving back the whole time as I straighten that right leg. If you feel better, you can keep that knee on the ground. The knee's on the ground, pretend that you want to bring it forward. So you're kind of scissoring those legs, getting a little bit more out of it. Now I'm going to come up, wide-legged stance. I'm going to try to drag my legs together, and I'm just going to lean to one side. I'm going to feel that opening in that side. So both legs are trying to come together, and then I'm just bending the other knee. You can feel that opening in the groin. Clouds are out. It's not too hot. People on. Then you can come forward. I'm going to come over the belt buckle. Back is flat. I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to push them into the ground. I'm going to bend my knees. So I'm going to push, and then I'm going to straighten my legs. So I'm pushing in, and then I'm straightening my legs. My back is becoming flat. Oh, I'm pushing into the ground. Oh. Great. You want more leverage? Put your hands on the outside of your feet with your fingers underneath your feet. So then you're going to pull up. So my legs are bent. And now you can see my arms are pulling. And then I'm going to straighten. You can see my head's getting a little closer to the ground. I could probably get a little wider and go all the way. That's not my goal. My goal is just to feel the stretch, which I am feeling it. Do a little twist. Bring your right foot over. Now I'm just going to hug that knee. Now I'm going to push the knee into my arm. And as I push into my arm and I'm rotating my right shoulder back, then I'm going to come forward. Keep that tension. And then I'm going to come forward. Oh. So everything's engaged. I'm pulling on this knee. So my arm and my knee are fighting, kind of canceling each other out. I'm rotating towards the back. And once I get to the back, then I'm going to come forward. Keep that tension in my body. Oh. Oh. Other side. Public park. Right. So here I am, hugging that knee. That knee's really pushing into my forearm. And then I'm going to rotate towards the back. And now I'm going to come back to the front. And I feel this in my lateral hamstring. And I feel it in my back. Oh. Oh. If you're feeling really good about it, you can bring your arm on the outside. You can grab here. Again, you're going to push with this knee into your shoulder. Your shoulder's going to push back. So you're creating that tension. Start looking back. And then come forward. Look back. And then come forward. Oh. Yeah. From here, stay in this pose. This is cow face pose. Let's just see it this way. A little cow face pose. Right? He is here. I'm going to grab my feet, my hands. I'm going to pull my feet. At the same time, my feet are going to kick into my hands as I fall forward. Right over. So my feet are kicking into my hands. I'm pulling back with my hands. That's creating all that tension. This lower leg is pushing into the ground at the same time. Both legs actually are pushing down into my hands. So I'm creating that tension in the leg. And then I'm falling forward and I'm feeling that stretch. I'm feeling it mostly in the lateral hamstrings on this top leg today. Oh. Oh. Switch sides. You can also do it on your back. Go there in a second. Maybe I picked the most active time. Oh, falling forward. Oh. Oh, right. I'm pulling back with those hands, giving me leverage. And, you know, wherever your knee ends up, some people it's going to be up here. Some people it's going to be a little flatter. It's okay. That's your range. Work with your range. Don't judge it. Just work with it. That's how it opens up. Oh, the more you work with it, the bigger your range will get. This kind of stretching will give you about 20 to 25% more flexibility in your body. I show it to you on your back, right? You just keep those legs crossed. I'm gonna grab my feet. My feet are gonna kick up towards the sky, and I'm gonna pull them down. I'm trying to stack my knees on top of each other. Trying to keep that right in the middle of my chest. Kicking up with my feet, and I'm pulling it down. Kicking up with my feet, and I'm pulling it down. Other side. Keep my feet up. Make your arms work. Really push those feet into them. From here, let's go into a plow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my toes. They're not available to you. Grab the backs of your legs, use them as levers, or you can just let them fall down. If you're just letting your legs fall down, keep your hands. You can even interlace them behind you. So they're gonna come behind you. What you want to use your arms. So you want to push down into the ground with your arms. Your legs will start up, and now they're just gonna fall down. Right back even to a plow pose, pushing down with those arms. My hands are interlaced, and I'm trying to pull them apart. That keeps them active. I'm trying to push them down and apart as my feet come over my head into plow. If it's available and you prefer, just grab the toes and then pull them over. Again, your heels are kicking away from your hands, creating tension in those legs. Right? And just bring them over. Do reps. So I always say we're just doing reps 10, 15, 20, 25, whatever it is. Just go back to the beginning. Most of the gain is in that first 20 to 25% of movement. And by gain, I mean that's where we're enacting on the fascia, the scar tissue. We're breaking that apart so the muscle can lengthen to its truest ability. And let's do from the plow. Let's do a bridge. So I'm going to grab my ankles. If that's not available to you, you can just push down into the ground again. Push your feet towards away from your head. So my feet are want to go like that. I'm going to grab my ankles. So my feet are driving into my hands. My hands are pulling back, and then I'm going to come up into the bridge. You should feel this across your collarbones, in your hips. Excellent. And now you're here. You just come into a Shavasana pose, your corpse pose. Lay down and just breathe slowly through your nose. Fill up the belly first, then fill up the ribs, and then do the clavicle. And then exhale from the clavicle, from the ribs, from the belly. And continue that 3-part breath. If you have more time, take more time, rest. This is Rich with BSR, Turtle Pond, Central Park, New York City. Breathing, stretching, releasing. Power yoga eccentrics. So it's a whole system of how do you do yoga by using your body's strength to open up your body. So you're contracting your muscle and then you're opening it up, as opposed to just going to the full expression of the pose and hanging there and taking deep breaths, which is a different way to do yoga. Namaste.